Hey guys, it's Dave Schweder with Entrust Facility Services, and I wanted to make a quick video today about what I think is the future of the state of Texas based on what I've been looking at. And I wanted to make this because there's a lot of people who are really worried about the future, but I'm actually very optimistic about our future, and I wanted to explain why I think that's so. There's two basic reasons, and one of the reasons is what I saw when I was driving back from Tulsa 2 days ago. I was up in Tulsa looking at a job, and on the way back, now keep in mind I'm driving pretty much maybe a little faster than the traffic around me, but I noticed two trucks. One was a Penske, one was a U-Haul, and they were towing little cars like a Kia Hyundai little car. And as I passed, one was from Indiana. As I passed, I looked in and I saw that there's a young couple in each one. So I figured these guys are headed to Texas. Now, this is important. Why? Because if you look at the news about unemployment and people who are unable to pay their mortgages, a lot of this is happening in states like New York and California, where you have young couples, they've gotten into a house, they can't pay the mortgage, and now they've defaulted, they're getting ready to default, and they're looking to move someplace that they can afford. Now, the key here is that state governments make a lot of money on property taxes. And in areas like New York or California, where you might have a lot of hardworking young people, but the taxes are climbing and climbing. Now, as people default, guess what happens? They have to raise taxes even more to make up for the money that they lost, because they have a lot of things that they have to support with those taxes. So, number one, I do believe a lot of people are headed to Texas because of the way the state handles things like taxes and expansion. It's a very friendly state. So one, I believe that we have a lot of people moving here. And now keep in mind, people who have moved here, people who generally move, it requires some internal ambition or energy to actually leave your hometown and go somewhere new. So a lot of people who move like that are more of a adventurous kind of person. So they're nice, they're good people to have. So I believe we're going to get a lot of people coming in. And the second thing is, when I heard the news about Tesla coming to Austin, I was absolutely thrilled. Now, regardless of what you think of Elon Musk, when you take something the size of a car factory and you plop it in a town like Austin, there's a few things to think about. One is that Austin is fairly isolated from other cities. And what that means is that the money that that company spends in Austin and the people that work for it spend in Austin is going to multiply through that economy several times, many, many times. And that means that Austin is going to get much wealthier with the arrival of that business. In economic terms, we have what's called a multiplier effect. So you bring in someone to work at that factory. Well, they need daycare, they need a car, they need, hairstyle, they need to go to yoga class, whatever they need. All of that money circulates through that economy. And it certainly puts Texas on the map for people and companies wishing to relocate. Now, remember too that the U.S. Senate right now is drafting a lot of plans to stop a lot of the production that's done in China, especially for medical equipment. So we have, and in fact, a recent poll today said 70% of Americans don't want to buy something that's made in China. So if manufacturing is leaving China, some of it's going to go to Korea or India or Japan or wherever, but a lot of it's going to come here. And if it comes to the U.S., I'm willing to bet it's going to come to a place like Texas. So I just wanted to make this video because a lot of us get worried, but the reality of it is that we couldn't actually, in my opinion, pick a better state to be in than Texas. So just wanted to make this video. Now, we're a cleaning company. We do cleaning and disinfecting. And another point that I just wanted to add on the end here was that we get a lot of people calling. They're worried about going back to work. They're worried about whether or not their space is clean. Now, we are a for-profit business, but we're also your neighbors. We've been here for 30 years. Everyone who works here is from Texas. We work in Texas and Oklahoma and Colorado, but our jobs are mostly here in Texas. So if you are in a bind and you need to get your office clean and you really don't have the budget for it, but you can do something, give us a call. We'll work something out for you, because at the end of the day, we all want to be safe and we all want to enjoy our life. And I think that once all this confusion settles, you're going to find that we're actually living in the best state economically. And, Texas is just a wonderful place anyway, but we actually are going to do very well. So I just wanted to post this and give you guys some positivity, and I hope to hear from you. So take care.